Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajeem. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Assalamualaikum. GIANNI Pakhair Aghle Ni Hao Churashumme Washmale. Ohai Gazaimas Guten Morgen. Hola Boyo Privyet Kaifa Hal. Halish Machatore Ahlan Wasal Marhaba. Buna mucho gracias Swami. Balli kare aaya. Hosh Galden and I say Khuya Mora Chivato Chi Haljot Kalimera Khairutan. And a very warm welcome to everybody who's tuned into PTV World and a Watch Your World this morning alongside my wonderful colleague who happens to be Miss Eesha Rehan. I happen to be Shahzad Hassan Khan, and for everybody who's out there, we hope and pray that everybody out there is doing wonderfully well and that you're ready to kickstart your day with us. It's a fine sunny Tuesday morning over here in Islamabad, and it is said, well, before I actually move on towards that, hello Eesha, assalamu alaikum. How are you feeling today?
Walaikum assalam Shahzad. I feel absolutely great and perfectly pleasant, unlike the weather that is becoming very bipolar these days.
Okay.
So exactly, we need to dive into how the weather is changing and how storms are coming in, but also sunny weather is also rushing in.
but before you say whatever you're supposed to say, there's one thing, and that is, and this is something that I realized while I was driving towards work, and that was that as soon as I left my place, it was really sunny. And gradually, as I was moving towards my office or probably my studio, it actually started to turn a little cloudy.
Oh, and you know, this is exactly what happened over the weekend when the storm came in. We woke up with a pleasant, sunny, happy weather, and then slowly it started getting darker, and then boom, it was apocalyptic. So let's dive into what is happening today.
Yeah.
The Pakistan Meteorological Department has forecasted windstorm and rain thunderstorm activity in upper and central parts of the country from today, which will continue till Saturday with occasional gaps. The department said that the moist currents are continuously under the waves of influence in the upper parts of the country on Wednesday will be triggered with widespread weather activity. Under the influence of this weather system, windstorm and rain thunderstorms with isolated heavy falls and hailstorms are expected in parts of the country.
And not just that, the PMD has warned that windstorm, dust, thunderstorm, hailstorms and lightning may damage loose structures such as electric poles, trees, vehicles and solar panels, particularly in upper and central regions including Islamabad. The farmers have been advised to manage their crop-related activities, keeping in view the predicted weather conditions. The general public, travelers and tourists are advised to take precautionary measures during the active weather period. All concerned authorities have been advised to remain alert and take necessary measures to prevent any untoward situation. So people, please make sure that you look after yourself. Any loose structures, please make sure that if you're traveling, you take all the precaution measures as well. Not just that, even NDMA has given a weather alert, and I would want everybody to listen to it really carefully, where the National Emergencies Operations Center of National Disaster Management Authority has issued an impact-based weather alert for May 27 to June 1st, 2025, warning of strong western weather system likely to bring rain, thunderstorms, strong winds and potential hailstorms across various parts of Pakistan. The NEOC of the NDMA issued an impact-based weather alert, and for everybody, ladies and gentlemen, we have been very diligent with the help of due diligence, we have been making sure that we keep on updating our viewers. So for everybody who's actually listened to what we were trying to say over here, the weather warnings are out there. From today onwards till the 1st of June, please make sure that you look after yourself, your loved ones, and anything which you park outside or your solar panels. And because just yesterday I saw this as well, that there was this weather warning somewhere in Pakistan, and people, to protect their solar panels, they were actually lying on the solar panels to protect the solar panels. So hey, I think what you really need to do is that you really need to distinguish in between what is more important, you or your solar panels. Don't do that.
Exactly, you need to be vigilant and take care of yourselves and stay indoors during such massive storms. Exactly,
not just that, we've got another good news for everybody who's out there, and that is that Pakistan's Bano Kausar claimed a historic gold medal by defeating India's Richa Sharma in the women's 48-kilogram contact jiu-jitsu category at the Asian Jiu-Jitsu Championship, delivering a standout performance for her country. Kausar's victory on day 3 of the competition in Amman marked a high point in Pakistan's campaign, which also saw the country secure 2 bronze medals earlier in the week. Muhammad Ali Rashid and Muhammad Yusuf Ali earned bronze in the men's duo category, while Isra Wasim and Kainat Arif clinched bronze in the women's duo event. Wow. I think such amazing good news coming in for Pakistan, for all of the participants. Congratulations to you. for making sure that Pakistan is actually going to be flying high because of the pride that you brought to your country.
Exactly. And you know, we should always encourage the young people to participate in such active sports and rise and shine the name of Pakistan.
Yeah, I always try to tell you, Eesha, you're young, alhamdulillah, and are you actively participating in any sport?
Well, I love to swim.
Okay.
And I like to go horse riding in the winters.
All right, but,
So
but
I
are
consider
you,
that
are
as
you
a sport.
representing Pakistan in any sport?
I am representing Pakistan.
You're
In
representing
being the
Pakistan on
best
Pakistan television.
host. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean-
I think that's what you need to do. But not just that. I think, ladies and gentlemen, I would want to bring your attention to a very important subject and a topic, and that is that we have seen in the past how friction actually was rising in between the two countries. And then we did see how unfortunate it was for India to actually kind of label Pakistan for the Pahalgam false flag operation. And unfortunately, it has been going on for a longer period of time. Not just that. I think what we really need to talk about over here is that how they actually kind of violated our territorial integrity, and not just that, our sovereignty as well. But in response, the befitting response which was given by the Pakistan Armed Forces, maybe Pakistan Army, maybe Pakistan Air Force, or maybe Pakistan Navy, was a befitting response, and alhamdulillah, we stand at 6-0. But what happened was that, you know, that the entire world starts to speak about it, entire world again kind of concentrates their attention towards Kashmir or the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir issue, and hence there are a lot of people who are saying that Pakistan has done the right thing. And one of those people have just joined us from across the borders. We're very lucky that we've been joined by Mr. Gianni Salvatore. Hello Gianni, assalamu alaikum, good morning, how are you feeling today?
Walaikum salam. I'm doing absolutely great. How are you guys doing up in Pakistan?
Absolutely perfect.
Great.
We cannot be more prouder, you know, about you know, our military leadership, our civil leadership, our entire Pakistani nation, and we are all jubilant. And since Pakistan Super League just ended, I think we are pretty much on track. You tell us, what do you think that the world outside Pakistan has to say for Pakistan and Pakistan Armed Forces?
Well, I'll start with one thing, that for decades and decades, Pakistan has been subjected to only one thing, that we are not good enough. We don't have the infrastructure. We don't have the military power. We are weak. But I'm telling you one thing, what Pakistan has showed recently, not just in Pakistan to the people, not just to India, but every other nation out there, that Pakistan is one of the most moral armies in the world. The way they responded back to that attack India did on Pakistan, and Pakistan waited and waited. And when they attacked with precision. They did not attack any of the Indian civilization or their other like civilians or anything like that. They went straight to the army. They attacked the army. And that's how a moral army attacks. And this is something which is talked about everywhere in the world. I've never seen that before. The way that Pakistan has risen up and the way people are talking about it, they're actually looking at Pakistan as one of the powers in the world. Pakistan Army right now sits as #1 army in the world. And that is something really we all should be proud of. Not just the Pakistani people inside the Pakistan, but outside. We are all proud of what Pakistan has achieved. It's boosted us, the Pakistanis outside of Pakistan. And the most important thing is the world knows that not just the armed forces, our cyber security, our cyber attack on India was one of the, it's a new era of modern warfare. People, and Pakistan is on top of it right now. So that's the way everyone is looking at Pakistan, as a power. And other thing which I'm hearing coming, the noise coming out of the world is this, that not just the Pakistani people in Pakistan, but Muslim people all over the world cannot be more prouder of a nation that we are today, of Pakistan. And that is the most important thing right now, that Pakistan has achieved something in such a way that the world has seen, the superpowers have seen. India wasn't just, it wasn't just India was attacking Pakistan. We all know there were other forces behind India as well. But Pakistan, with the help of China, has shown the world that Pakistan should not be messed with. Pakistan has taken a step into the world and has placed itself on a map as one of the powerful countries in the world right now. So
Exactly,
this is
and Johnny, which is why I think, because you're sharing your perspective or the external world's perspective about Pakistan and Pakistan's armed forces and civil leadership and military leadership. It's great to hear that. But what is the world saying about how India or the BJP's government of Modi actually tried to, harm our territorial integrity or probably sovereignty of the country? And how do you think that the world is responding to how they have killed innocent children, how they have actually martyred our mosques? And certainly they continue to do so. Year after year, we do see how India has always been one of those factors who've actually brought in terrorism within this region.
The thing is this, the narrative. Everyone knows the narrative. The narrative is no matter what India does, no matter what other countries, we all know what the other countries are doing and how much terror they're causing in the world, the chaos they're causing in the world. But nobody speaks about it because the lobbying, the way that India does lobbying, the way the other countries doing their lobbying, they're outside, keep on lobbying, talking about the things when we are trying to portray what Pakistan is, we are doing it within Pakistan. We need to push this out. We need to be out there lobbying for Pakistan, showing that this is what Pakistan really is. India is not going to be called a terrorist nation, no matter how many attacks and how many, I can call it the war crimes India can commit. India is never going to be called out. But recently, the lies India has come up with the media, on the media, their political leaders and everyone, the lies they have come up with. Look, this is the digital world. We are in a social media world. Everyone knows things in a matter of seconds. Everyone knows everything. So their lies have been caught out. Their lies have been publicized in front of the world. So the world actually knows now that Pakistan is the country which actually did not start this. They are talking about it. Even they're talking about the attack on Kashmir. They're saying it cannot be. It's a false flag. It cannot be that within a matter of seconds, soon as the attack happened, automatically it was like pre-planned thing. They knew the attack happened and they started pointing the fingers at Pakistan. And without anything, they started attacking Pakistan. And they did not attack Pakistan army. They did not attack any of the the armed forces or our what you call air bases or anything. They went for our civilians. They went for our homes, our citizens. That is cowardly. But Pakistan
And
waited.
that's exactly what the world needs to know. I have a very personal question to ask from you, Gianni.
Please do so.
And the
Please do
question
so.
stems from how, Pakistanis are a very resilient nation. Now imagine that there were drones coming in and there were people chasing those drones to pick them up and take them home, and that too on their motorbikes. We saw how, we got the videos coming from the Azad Jammu Kashmir where unfortunate missile incident took place, and there were people chasing them on their motorbikes to see whether what's happening. How do you see a nation which is actually chasing missiles and drones to kind of pick up the leftovers and take them back home? How do you see us as a nation being so resilient?
The world needs to know one thing, and I think they've seen it. I'm going to say something else in a minute, but world have seen the Pakistan army is not just Pakistan army. Pakistan people is the army too. That's what they've seen. They're not scared. They're not scared. And the other thing is, the most beautiful thing I saw in all of this was some people, I think they were from the village. They were just sitting down, all right, like innocent people, and the warriors were launching the missiles, and they were backing their warriors up. Now, that was one of the most brilliant image I have seen in a long time. People sitting and supporting their army. You don't see that. You haven't seen that. It was so nice. People sitting, army is launching their missiles, and people are chanting. They're using the word Allahu Akbar and everything. They're chanting. That was beautiful. And these are the images which are going out. And people are talking about it. And even at one of the meetings I was sitting, and I was talking about the fashion thing and this and that, and they came up and they showed me this image, and I said, now that is what you call beauty, absolute beauty. Innocent people watching their lions fight. You don't see that anywhere else. You don't see that anywhere else. And people getting their guns out, and when the drones are going past, they're trying to shoot them down. You don't see that. You don't see that anywhere else. You're not going to see that in any other part of the world. So this is something unique, and this is something amazing.
Yeah, That's true, which is why I'm going to bring you down or our conversation to Banyan Marsoos's success. Now, imagine that the operation was launched. It was launched in such a way that that we actually unleashed our wrath, and that too on India, where India actually had to run towards United States and ask them, to come in and intervene and kind of have a ceasefire. How do you see the success of the military might and the operation which took place, and how do you think it's going to have a larger impact on for the rest of the world to know what Pakistanis are made up of and their capability and the capacity to look at every evil which is going to come their way?
Well, the world have seen this war wasn't just a war with the weapons. This was a cyber war as well, which Pakistan has won clearly. The world never recognized Pakistan as any of a technical country, but Pakistan has shown through their cyber attack, the way they did it, the way they took out North India, 70% of North India went into darkness. Can you imagine in this day and age, a country going into darkness? Just like that. We've seen it in the films. Oh yeah, by the way, we've seen it in the Bollywood films, but the Pakistan has actually shown that this is what we are capable of. Not just our air. We are the kings of the air. Not just our army is number one, but our cyber attack on Indian defense system was incredible. We brought down a lot of their grids. We brought down their S-400. This is something the world will see, not just the power in the military, but the cyber power Pakistan possesses now. It is going to be talked about. And other nations are going to think twice. And it's serious. But the thing is the thing has shifted towards Pakistan now. For Donald Trump to turn around and say that I want to trade with India and Pakistan simultaneously, that is something unique. And not just that. And on top of it, Donald Trump saying that India, the Apple should not go into India. These are the little things we got to see, that this little feud that we have with India, it was just a battle we won. The war is still imminent. There is more. We still have to be ready. We still have to be prepared. And we still have to have the unity that we've shown this time with our army. The Pakistan, I have seen Pakistan being united for the first time. There was no animosity with anyone. Everyone united, and that's how Pakistan won this battle. But remember one thing, the war is still upon us. They're not going to back down. They're embarrassed. The people are embarrassed. The people who supported, the countries which supported India, they're embarrassed because their high-tech machinery just got brought down. By the way, we're all talking about the Rafale planes.
Yes, exactly. We love
it was it's kind of impossible to bring that plane down. And that is what everyone is talking about. How is it possible that the Pakistani pilots, by the way, the pilots, I have to do one thing. I have to salute our pilots. They got hot. I've seen the pictures. I've seen when they're signing their wills and saying, look, we are going. We know we might not come back, but it's okay. They're martyrs. But this is what the world have seen, the Pakistan's resilience. They have seen Pakistan strategy for the war. Come on, Field Marshal, I'm going to say Field Marshal, Mr. Munir, the technical warfare we have just won is incredible. It is a new era, and we are the kings of the new era of this warfare.
Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. And we may, keep at it as well. But very quickly, I think there's one more thing which I would want your opinion on, and that is that we have seen how India has tried to hegemon the South Asian region and how be one of those powers where they control the region. And Alhamdulillah, because of the might of the Pakistan military and the armed forces, they were put to dust. Now, how do you see India's coming back, or probably India bouncing back at it once again to actually gain authority within this region? Do you think that with Pakistan and China being friends for the longest period of time, where the friendship is referred to as an ironclad friendship, do you think that India's dreams of becoming the hegemon within the South Asian region will one day come to life?
If you want to know my personal opinion, I don't think so. You got to understand one thing. I personally think it's not going to happen. They know what we are. They know what we are capable of. The thing is this, you have empires, and empires crush. They get destroyed. Superpowers get crushed. They get destroyed. There's always It's always a time. India has been bullying this region for a long time. As we know that there is other part of the world which are bullies, just like what India is doing. There, it's a blueprint. India has used the blueprint of another country. And that's what they were doing. That's what they have been doing. But the world is seeing, and the world doesn't want to support India. World doesn't want to support India because world has woken up. We cannot be subjected to the lies anymore. Look, the thing is this, the media, most of the media in the West and everything is controlled, but social media is not controlled as much. So this war and everything that we are seeing in the way that India has actually destroyed itself. They might have not lost the war that bad or battle that bad, but they destroyed themselves afterwards by all these lies and the corruption and the way they try to portray themselves. Even though you can see blatantly what they're doing is wrong, they have actually destroyed themselves. In the world of social media, you cannot lie and expect things are going to be okay. People can do their own research. People have eyes, they see it, they feel it, and they've seen the thing they saw. I'm going to tell you, this is very important. The thing they saw is the resistance from Pakistan for 4 days. We waited and we waited. And then we attacked. And the precision we attacked with, we did not harm any civilians and we did not go eyes closed. And that's what the world is looking at. And when I talk about the world, I'm talking about all the leaders. That's what they're looking at. France, Canada, even Russia, and especially Israel. They're all looking at us thinking, wait a second, we tried to help. We cannot mess with Pakistan. And that is why China and Pakistan and their friendship is so vital. Even Turkey and Pakistan's friendship is vital. This is the new start of a new era. Pakistan is a force, and the world knows about it now. And
Exactly.
I'm so proud of Pakistan and the Pakistani
And
people.
Gianni, my wonderful colleague over here, Eesha, would want to pose a question to you. Every time I'll have to figure out a space for her as well. So Eesha, please.
All right, you highlighted how we have entered the era of 5th generation warfare, and we saw how India was not just using yellow journalism, but it was spitting out blatant lies and actually controlling its own population's media information. And it did not just do that by blocking Pakistani artists, but by spitting out and embedding lies in their own people. So is India under a very strict fascist regime with the media restrictions? I actually feel sad and sorry for the people of India at this point.
Yeah, I can see that.
I'm going to say one thing. Look, I'm good throughout all this, sitting outside of Pakistan and listening to everyone else. I have noticed one thing, and this is not me saying that would be biased, but the people who are talking, obviously, in our gathering and everything, they were watching Indian media. They were talking about destroy Pakistan, destroy Lahore. I want to hear screams coming out of Lahore. This is not humans. This is not humanity. None of the Pakistani media or anchors or even social media personnel ever said, oh, we want to destroy Delhi. We want the screams coming out. We never spoke like that. And the world saw that. The world not just saw the Pakistan winning a war. You got to understand, the world have seen Pakistani people. They've seen the Pakistani people are not vicious like other people. We are not heartless. We waited. We did not respond the way India responded. And I'm talking about Pakistani people as well, the social media, our anchors. I mean, I've got to say one thing. There are a few names I would love to say that these anchors were absolutely stunning. They were stunning at the job. They did an amazing job. We didn't, and the best thing is none of the social media or our media outlets were spitting lies like India was, and the world was seeing it. Only thing we are lacking at the moment is that we do not lobby outside of Pakistan. We have majority of the time, when I'm looking at the social media, I'm only seeing in our language, Urdu, people are talking about it. But the people who don't speak our language, they don't get to see what Pakistan is about. So we need to push this. It's right now, where we are on the high, this is the time when we got to be lobbying outside of Pakistan, showing what Pakistan is. This is important.
Exactly, Gianni. And Gianni, thank you so much for your time. We're very sorry, but we're running short on time as well. We have some other guests that we really need to be in conversation with. But thank you so much, for sharing your thoughts and your opinions with us and our audiences as well. And it's great to know how the people outside Pakistan would actually refer to Pakistan now after the successful Operation Banyanul Marsoos as well. And thank you so much for your kind words. We wish you best of luck as well. And please, you stay true to your mission as well. I've checked your Instagram page. You're doing a phenomenal job. Look after yourself. Stay blessed. Thank you so much for being with us.
Now that we have explored what has been happening across the borders, we need to dive into what has been happening in Pakistan, and we need to revisit the death anniversary of a very prominent film actress. This is her 32nd death anniversary, and her name is Rani, and it is being observed today. She was born in December 8th, 1946 in Lahore. In 1962, Rani made her screen debut in the film Mehboob after the success of Hazar Dastan and Devar Bhabhi. Rani became a leading actress in Pakistani cinema. Rani remained one of the most successful actresses of Pakistan and acted in both Urdu and Punjabi films. The actress won a Nigger Award for the film Mera Ghar Meri Jannat in 1966. How wonderful. And you can see how beautiful and glowing she looks. And talking about summer, whenever I look at Shahzad, I get very envious and jealous, because whenever he walks in the office, his skin is glowing. However, I am faced with the opposite issue. Whenever summer comes, my skin becomes very irritated, dull, and just not that vibrant. So, which is why I'm so excited. We have a guest in our studio who is going to tackle this issue for us. We have Dr. MUBASHIR DAHA. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you?
Thank you very much, Shahzad, and thank you very much, Eesha.
So thank you so much for joining us. Wonderful to have you over here. Not just that Eesha's only, kind of realizing that I've got a glowy skin, but I think we both are realizing that you've got a glowy skin too as well. So let's get started with it. So the challenges that summer heat will bring for your skin, let's unfold them first of all.
Yeah, Shahzad, you are absolutely right that the skin is damaged most of the time by the sun rays, and in summer the sun rays are very high with the high intensity of ultraviolet rays, and ultraviolet rays are the major cause of our skin damage. It not only causes the pigmentation, it causes the wrinkles on our skin, and it damages the skin. And what we need to do in the summer season especially, we need to protect our skin from the damage of these ultraviolet rays and the damage of the sun rays. What we can do, we can use the sunblock, we can use the umbrella, we can use the anything which can protect our skin from the sun rays. Which can stop the sun rays coming directly to our face, to other parts of the body. In this way, we can not 100% stop the damage of the sun rays, but we can reduce it in this way.
But which is why, I think now pretty much people are very well aware of that they need to wear sunblock, and that too, even at the grassroots levels, people know that, that the sun can actually damage your skin. I've got a very interesting bit to share with people, and I would want you to kind of share whether I'm correct with my information or not. Now, they say that it's not just during the day that you will or your skin will experience the UV rays, but even at night the UV rays are still there. So you really need to wear a sunblock even at night?
Yeah, definitely, you are right. But the point is this, that what our concept is that whenever we go outside in the sun, then we need to wear the sunblock and we need to use a sunscreen. But actually the problem is this, that in our room inside, even you are sitting in the studio and you are facing the heavy lights, these lights also emits the ultraviolet rays, and these are equally damaging as the sun rays are. So we need to be careful inside as well, and we need to use a sunblock if we are living inside also. So this is absolutely right that you are saying that we need.
Very important point. And Asha, I would like to highlight one question that has been in my mind for a long time. What SPF level is the best? There's SPF 30, there's SPF 60, there's SPF 100. So which is the most perfect for each skin type?
Yeah. This is a very important question. That SPF stands for sun protection factor. This is the capacity of the sunblock to stop the ultraviolet rays. So it depends on the region. If we are living in this region, for example, we are talking about the Islamabad. Here, if SPF is 60 and above, it's quite okay for our skin and for the people living in this region.
All right.
And one thing is important to tell the audience that if we have the oily skin, then we use a sebum control sunblock. And the sebum control sunblock doesn't necessary that it should have the SPF 60 and above. So sebum control sunblock is used for the oily skin people who have the acne prone skin. So for them, the normal sunblock is not affected. It also causes the acne. So we need to use a sebum control sunblock so that their skin may be protected from the acne.
Wow,
I think
that
that's
was-
wonderful. In addition to this, let's speak about how do we know that whether our skin is well hydrated or not?
Well hydrated, that's very simple, that if our skin is not well hydrated, we have different options to hydrate our skin.
Okay.
One is to, as you are doing, Mr. Shahzad, that you are taking a lot of water on daily basis. So this is a simple trick that we should.
And what is the optimum amount of water, the amount of glasses that we should drink every day?
But truly speaking, there is not, nowadays there is a controversy. In previous days, we used to say that 8 glasses of water are quite enough for the people, for a person to take on in 24 hours. But nowadays there is a difference of opinion in between the doctors and the experts that we may take more water, we may take less water. But as per my opinion, that 6 to 8 glasses of water are quite okay for your body and for your skin as well.
Right.
But the other point is this, that for hydration of the skin, we are not only in the need of the water, we should moisturize the skin as well. That is very important, and especially in the winter season, we need to moisturize our skin more. With the simple lotion, we may use Vaseline, we may use lotion, whatever the people are using, that's quite okay. Even in the rural areas, in the remote areas, we can use desi ghee. We can use olive oil.
Really?
Yeah, that's also very effective. Even the people living in the for example, Gilgit-Baltistan and the northern areas, they may use these kind of things.
They use apricot oils for their skin,
apricot
which is
oil,
why they're always
whatever
so
is available there to moisturize their skin, that's equally effective.
So there's desi ghee,
Yeah.
there's olive oil.
Yeah.
I've seen, my mom actually use oil on my hair and skin and whatnot, and whatever the leftover is, goes on.
So
to
your
the
skin
body.
is still beautiful.
And what about yogurt? I've seen a lot of people using yogurt as well, and then egg peels, and there are these face masks, and they're doing so much of things, so many ingredients mixed up, and we're going to put it on our body. There's haldi, there's so much stuff people are putting on their body.
cucumbers,
Shahzad,
aloe
these
vera.
are considered as desi totkas,
Yep.
and we the doctors are not well aware about the desi totkas, truly speaking. So I can't guide the audience and the you people that should we use it or should we not use
So
it.
any advantage of using yogurt on your hair or on your skin?
So yogurt, if we take it like yogurt, again I will say that this is the desi totka,
Yep.
and if someone is using and he and she is getting the benefit, that's quite okay. So
So that's fine.
A
Yeah,
little
that's fine.
traumatizing story related to this. One of my friends, she used egg in her hair for protein, and she went in and she turned on the hot water. And when she showered, the egg cooked in her hair. So please be careful whenever you use desi totkas.
Well,
And moving on to
that's
this,
a shower with a feast.
and moving on, you mentioned acne-prone skin being enabled in the summers. So what can people do who get more acne in the summers, and not just face acne? There's body acne as well, back acne, acne on the arms. So how to deal with that during the summer?
Yeah, acne is the problem of the people who have the oily skin.
Okay.
So you're talking about the summer season. Definitely, acne is more people who have the oily skin are more prone to acne in the summer season. The reason behind is this, that in the summer the skin becomes more oily, and in winter skin becomes dry.
Yep.
So in summer, acne chances of acne are more as compared to some winter season. So what we need to do, we need to wash our face.
Yes.
If we are washing our face in winter for 2 to 3 times, in summer we should wash it 4 to 6 times, 6 to 7 times, so that the oil or sebum may not be accumulated on the face and it may not cause the acne.
Alright.
And the other thing what we need to do, as I have told, that we are careful about the sun damage, so we should use a sebum control sunblock. And if acne appears on our face, then we should go for the treatment. In spite of waiting that the pimple will settle itself, but if the pimple will settle itself, it will leave the scar. It will leave the mark, acne mark we call it. So it's better when acne appears on the face, we should treat it.
Exactly, and not just that. I think in recent times what we have seen is that there's a growing trend of people waking up and putting their face into a very ice cold water just to reduce inflammation, or probably how we call it in Urdu is sojan or swelling as well. Do you think that your medical knowledge actually kind of says or backs this up as well, that using cold water or ice cold water on your face will reduce inflammation or swelling?
Yes, you're right. I agree with this, because in normal when we are doing any aesthetic procedure like PRP or anything like that which causes the bruises on our face, we recommend that you may go for the icing to heal it promptly. So if they are using the ice water, then you're talking about the inflammation, that definitely it reduces the inflammation. But now the question is that either they have the inflammation on their face or not. If they have the inflammation, that's very much effective. But again, if they are using the ice water and they are using the ice on regular basis, so I can't say anything about that.
All right, please make sure कि इसमें म्याना रवि. But thank you so much, Dr. MUBASHIR Daha Sahab, for being with us. Lovely to be in conversation with you, just like always. Today we were talking about skin, and since it's summertime, ladies and gentlemen, please make sure that you look after yourself, that you look after your largest organ, which is actually skin. And if you're having any trouble, if you're having problems, please make sure that you do not pick up on Desi Totkas yourself. We've got MUBASHIR Daha Sahab over here. There are other dermatologists, cosmetologists all over the city. Please make sure that you go and seek help from experts, and that's exactly what I would recommend to each and every one of you. Please never, if you have picked up on a Desi Totka and if it has fired back, please make sure that you go to a doctor and see him rather than you sorting yourself out. Please don't do that.
Exactly. And now, because of Dr. Saab's advice, I'm going to follow it, and now I'm going to get radiant and glowing skin like Shahzad.
I think you already have it, no?
Really? No,
Or
I
is it
think
the makeup?
no, maybe.
No,
that's what I'm saying. It's
I
my
want an
makeup,
answer
but
now.
you
So do you think that
naturally
you have a glowy skin, or do you think that you do not have a glowy skin? What do you think?
Oh, I think without concealer, I look like a rat. But
I have never seen
overall,
somebody
I'm
say that
fine.
for themselves as well, but I think that you're doing pretty well. Please make sure that you do not undermine your skin, and it's great, you know, just to kind of talk about it. Everybody needs to look after it. People as young as 15 or 14 years old children, I've seen them having a skin routine, probably which takes them 30 minutes or probably every night, you know, to
Wow.
kind of sort their skin out. And
That is
everybody's
commitment.
responsible for themselves. I keep on recommending, please make sure that you go for your complete blood tests as well, you know, twice a year. You know, if you're going to be healthy, only then you can be wealthy. You know, that's one thing that I would always recommend for everybody who's out there. And if you have acquired a lot of wealth, please make sure that you work towards health.
Now let's dive into what is happening around the globe with some interesting news. Two humanoid robots exchanged powerful punches inside a boxing ring in Hangzhou, China during a live streaming event.
Wow.
The match was a part of the China Media Group, a world robot competition held in Zhejiang province, which featured both demonstrations and competitive robots. Development by the Unitree Robotics, the robots Unitree G1 flash cap models were controlled by 4 teams of human operators who faced off in the intense
Exactly.
boxing
So now humans
matches.
do not even have to fight, ladies and gentlemen, within a ring. So there will be robots replacing them. And you know, I mean, I think I've brought in another interesting story, and that is that a kangaroo tries to drown a man in flood water after throwing punches at him. And kangaroos, if you see them, they're so buffed always because they do not consume any sort of oil, and it's direct protein, you know, so they're always very muscular. So kangaroo tried to drown a man in the flood waters after the two got into a fist fight in Australia. The incident took place in Port Macquarie, one of the cities hit by record-breaking floods. According to Don James, he found himself fighting for his life after the marsupial started punching him and held him down in the flood waters on the side of a road. Stay away from kangaroos, people. You really do not have to be in a fist fight with a kangaroo. Don't do that.
Oh
You know,
my gosh,
they're quicker, and they're you know, they can land punches like really hard. You know, so I certainly
Make
do
sure
not want
to
anybody.
never make a kangaroo angry. And you know, since we were talking about summertime, it is not just about glowy skin, it is also about kids enjoying their summer break, which is
Kids
why
glowing within summertime.
exactly, which is why we are so excited to have a very young and a very talented motivational speaker in our studio. We have Mohammed Hasnain, who is going to enlighten us and all the kids around the globe of how to spend their summertime with quality. Assalamu alaikum, Hasnain. How are you?
Walaikum assalam. I'm doing great.
Well, that's wonderful, Hasnain. It's always great to have you over here on the
It's
show.
a great
Your
pleasure
energy
as
is
well.
great, mashallah. You're a smart, intelligent. I don't know, you know, I think that's the question. Do you consider yourself a child, or do you consider yourself a grown-up?
Well, it depends. If you look in the mirror, I may be a child, but if I look at myself in terms of when I'm recording, so it does raise some questions.
Really?
And some very concerning signs of adulthood from the brain. But I am still a child after all. And as you might know, a few years ago, we had also been on the same stage.
Yep.
So I'm still a child, and I was a child back then
I think
as
it's
well.
wonderful, which is why we would want you, you know, because you happen to be one of the smartest childs that we have actually come across, mashallah. I would want you to recommend to all of those children who are listening to you what do you think that they should do during their summer vacations other than studying?
Other than study,
Yeah, which will help them in their
now-
personality development.
That's now a bit of a thing. I believe personally that summer vacations and study is just bad. Because you're giving a child vacations, why give them study?
True.
For example, a child is going home to relax and you're giving them homework. Is the 6 hours spent in school not enough?
Exactly.
But anyways, other than that, I would say there are a few things that I really want children to master in this season.
Sure, go ahead.
Well, a few of those things have to be skills such as digital skills, such as speaking skills, may it be communication skills or public speaking skills, and other than that, AI related skills. All of these skills. And now let me tell you the importance of these.
Sure.
First of all, to every single child that's listening right now, or to any parent that's listening, one of the top currently, the top skills that's like prospering all around the world is AI prompting. A skill that is so everlasting and such a, you can say, demanded skill that it's just immaculate how much people are trying to, they are going to pay you so much for just AI prompting. And what is it? It's just keywording. The words, what kind of words you have to use to get what you desire from the AI or to get the results what you need. Then there comes graphic designing, then there comes marketing, then there comes all these other different skills that you can utilize.
Exactly.
And let me tell you, skills like marketing, it's just perfection because you see, I require marketing, you require marketing, we all require marketing because it's such a eternal skill. Because doctors, they want marketing because that's how they get their patients.
Which is why right after their MBBS, they're doing MBAs.
Exactly. And doctors, engineers, builders, everyone, they want themselves some good marketing, some good people that they can have to market their skills via. So, marketing, everybody needs it. Communication skills. Even if AI takes over, you can still use communication skills as a source of earning, as a job. So, it's very much interesting to see how these jobs are everlasting.
Exactly,
These
which is
are-
why,
yeah.
now let me ask you, how do you think that we can learn AI prompting? Do you think that we need to look for online courses? Because fortunately or unfortunately, our universities as of now are not offering such courses or disciplines or schools or summer classes. We are still thinking on very conventional lines now. For example, let's take kids to swimming, let's take them out, let's go outside, let's have a vacation. That's fine. Everybody needs to have a vacation.
Exactly,
Everybody needs to have time to themselves. How are you acquiring all of these skills, and which sources? Please make sure that you share them with our audiences so that they can utilize them.
Let me tell you something. There are two things in a modern era that I am very thankful to and where I am very thankful for having. So, number one has to be the internet.
Wonderful.
Second one has to be, again, the internet, but especially the AI part of the internet. You see, nowadays, you can earn and you can do so much via and you can earn so much through the internet easily.
Exactly.
Freelancing, selling, social media, all of these things. You can open a store. You can do the marketing for that store also via internet. So you can earn so much just by sitting in front of a PC a whole day.
True.
So that's just mind blowing. So then if you go towards YouTube, you can learn AI prompting or any skill for that matter in a modern era for free. I myself, as an English language instructor online, teach English language for free on YouTube. So anybody that's interested,
Eesha needs to learn. She's been struggling to get her salary these days. So I think Eesha needs to learn all of this. But I think there's one more important aspect, and that is, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm actually 11, 12 currently.
Wonderful,
my
mashallah
gosh,
say.
mashallah.
And now, if I may ask you, how much money do you make a month?
Well, that would be, I wouldn't be able to disclose that because of two reasons. Number one being that there are some guidelines you cannot disclose.
Okay.
Secondly being, I don't even know myself.
Wow.
Because as a child, my prime focus is on learning,
Wonderful.
on earning skills,
Yep.
on earning languages, on doing all of these things, and not upon earning money.
That's wonderful.
So that's my
wonderful.
parents'
Answer.
duty to
That's
earn
wonderful.
me some money.
So do you
and
think that
support me.
your parents are keeping your money safe before you are old enough to use your money yourself?
Let me tell you, my father, he is a very businessman kind of mindset person.
Okay.
So he's very, I'm very secure with his money because he's a bit, you know, business mindset.
Wonderful.
But my mother, she's very sentimental. So she sees someone that's like not having money. She's like, I wish I could give him this money. So the other day I was saying that, you know, mother, you have to give me the rights to the bank account. I don't trust you with the money. One day I'll come back and you'll say, there was this person, he was really poor, I bought him a house and now our house is gone. So I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so there can be days like that, and that's how mothers are.
But it's good to have a sentimental mother. It's
Exactly.
good to have someone.
When especially you have a father who's very business oriented, you really need a sentimental mother to actually have you grounded. But you know, very quickly, I think this is very interesting, because now imagine that these days our young kids, just like you, obviously are doing pretty well. Now imagine that you're saying that your focus is on learning. It's wonderful. Your father is a businessman himself. Don't you think that this is the right time for you to actually explore avenues where you need to invest your money? Because alhamdulillah, you're earning yourself. A lot of children are earning these days who are not even at the age of 80. Do you think that we should explore these avenues for our children? Hey, you know what, Hasnain, you know, we're investing your money over here. This is the kind of return that you will get over years till the time that you're that age. Do you think that we should do that?
Let me tell you something about that. Involve children in your home's decisions. This is one of my best advice I can give to any parent. Because you see, again and again, children are way more smart than they were like 20 years ago. We cannot underestimate children as of now. So don't listen to them. Like they'll give you advice, don't listen to them, of course.
But at least involve them.
Yeah, involve them, listen to them, what their advice is. This will give them a sense of value. So once they grow
and
up,
the confidence
they'll have the confidence, they'll have the courage, they'll have the capacity, the everything to speak.
So did your parents include you in home decisions?
Yeah, exactly, because when my father isn't there or when my mother isn't there, both of my parents, the person they look forward to, the person they ask for advice from, that's me. Because like, for example, my father, he has friends. So one day his friends told him, you know, there is this crypto, there is this, that. So he takes advice from me in computer stuff.
Oh, wow.
For example, there is anything related to a new technology, like a form of AI came out. So my father tells me that, you know, there is this new AI, you should also try it out. And he tells me this, I also tell him that this is this AI, you should install it, it's going to make your work easier. So we have this kind of like, you know, work ethic going on in our home as well. So that's really an amazing thing for me. So children, you should invest for them, you should tell them how to invest themselves, and you should give them an idea, because you see, children should be investing, children should be doing work by themselves. They should have the confidence, because why are people nowadays nervous in front of camera, in front of people? Because as children they were told that you should not speak. And before they spoke, they used to think 2-3 times. Because they had to reflect, they had to think that if I say something wrong, my parents will be getting mad.
And you know, mashallah, you are so well spoken. Could you just in a short form tell our audiences how to conduct yourself in a very confident manner and how to build up on their speaking skills?
Exactly. I'm going to give you guys one advice, which is that don't go for motivation, go for determination and go for discipline of anything. Build yourself a routine, keep your hygiene perfect this summer vacations, and other than that, exercise, it's very important. Do some physical activity or exercise for that matter, and more importantly, you guys need to make sure that you're learning skills, you're also enjoying, you're going to different places, you're doing physical activities, and all of these things come into your what we call routine.
Personality.
So personality and routine, and once you have a routine, even if the summer vacations end, you'll still feel like you're in that routine. And if you guys are sleeping till like 11 o'clock, it is going to be getting a hectic for you once the work starts coming in.
Wow.
Exactly,
Yeah.
wonderful.
Perfect.
Thank you so much for your recommendations and your suggestions as well. And just to add, for children who are actually above the age of 10 years old, please make sure that you utilize your summer vacations to understand about your religion. Please make sure that you try to pray for 5 times a day as well, and I think this will actually help you. But thank you so much. It's always wonderful to be in conversation with you, and the next time that we are going to meet, certainly you will speak about your investment or wherever you have made your investments as well. Meanwhile, ladies and gentlemen, Hasnain certainly is an example. He stands tall as an example of how determination can actually lead you to a very successful career, how discipline will make you that person that you would want to be in days to come as well. Until next time, look after yourselves. It's a good morning. Bye. Allah Hafiz. Look after.